Okay, Assalamu alaikum everyone. Auzubillahi minash shaitanir rajeem. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Thank you, for attending this. This is so. I think we are all gathered on this group, parents group, purpose ke saath to become better parents. All of us have that desire, whatever the age of our children. They're still our children, so how do we influence them positively is something that we all desire to do, ताकि आखिरत में भी आखिरत का main है कि they succeed and we succeed. That's our whole area of emphasis. So as Sister Farhana said, we covered the spouse relationships, and because we are doing conflict resolution, तो tools को देख रहे हैं कैसे हम apply करें so that the both pillars in the house are the husband and wife, the parents. तो ये relationship बहुत ज़रूरी है even to influence the child properly. तो इस पे काफ़ी हमने बातचीत की, दो scenarios को देखा, and now we are moving on to children, and इसको although tools और conflict के तौर पे देख रहे हैं, but we'll be starting the parenting side separately as well, starting for basics. अभी हमारा number 1 था too absorbed in browsing the internet, video games, watching TV. Your child does not listen to you when you ask him or her to spend time productively. So आप बताएं कि क्या perceived state and desired state क्या है, आपकी desired state क्या देखना चाह रहे हैं? Would anybody like to speak or say something in chat? कि क्या है desired state क्या है? What is it that you want? Can somebody share that?
So subhanallah, we want our kids to be using their time properly, and learning knowledge and skills which are going to be useful for them in the future. So that's kind of what we wish for our kids.
Yeah, sure. And Sister Azza is also mentioning you want them to learn skills, right? That's what you were wanting them to do. So, let's look at this thing कि हम ये आयत को बहुत emphasize करें कि आप और मैं और बच्चे भी उस फितरत पे पैदा हुए हैं, the fitrah of Allah upon which He has created all people. So बच्चे में बहुत potential, ज़बरदस्त potential. So how should we talk to that child? When we are talking to that child, तो किससे बात हो रही है? Who are we talking to? We talked about आप लोगों ने, I think all of you have done our know yourself parts. किससे बात हो रही है? That is the main thing you have to keep in mind. Because you're talking to a spiritual being. You're not talking to a body. You're not talking to their ideas in their mind. You're not talking to their emotions. You're talking to them. So, and the soul doesn't have that age aspect. So it's your soul, their soul. Let's just talk with respect to each other. That would be the main thing to. अब हम नहीं करते, हमारे कल्चर में ऐसे नहीं है, हमें बड़ा भी नहीं किया गया, हमसे भी ऐसे बात नहीं की गई. Do you agree? If we were talked down to, like we were little and we are little bodies. So that correction we have to make in ourselves. We address them with a lot of respect. And in this Surah 8 and 28 it says, know that your possessions and your children are but a trial, and that surely with Allah is a mighty reward. So children are a big trial. Why do you think they're a big trial? Why are they a big trial? Why does Allah Ta'ala say it is a trial? Any ideas? Why would Allah Ta'ala say that?
Because maybe we can, dealing with them, we can fall to our lower self, we can lose ours, at times. We can, go into, false self, lose our.
We're so protective, aren't we? हम बहुत protective हैं अपने बच्चों के लिए.
True, वैसा ही वो भी है, बिल्कुल.
बहुत ज़्यादा, it's to the extent that it's harmful. We need to observe this thing as to हम क्या कर रहे हैं. So in this sessions, although I had looked at it, कि काफी आगे जाएंगे, लेकिन I think we still, it would be a good idea to look at our belief systems. What do you think? कि क्या है? What is it that we should be paying attention to? So we had gone through this system of A to E को जाना चाहिए अपने belief system में. तो हमारे belief system हैं क्या बच्चों के बारे में? What are they? If you get upset, you look at your child and he's doing all these things, playing with the game, video games, घंटे हो गए हैं, फिर टीवी देख रहे हैं, फिर बातों कर रहे हैं, जब on their mobile phones they are with this, and you're getting upset. You're getting upset. Upset होते हैं, हम नहीं होते. We think, what is this going on? What is this? It shouldn't be like that. So, उस अपसेट को हम देख रहे हैं इस सेशन में कि आप अपसेट हो रहे हैं. एज अ पेरेंट आई एम गेटिंग अपसेट, और माई हस्बैंड गेटिंग अपसेट, माई स्पाउस इज वी आर गेटिंग अपसेट. ये कर क्या रहा है, राइट? सो लेट्स लुक एट द बिलीफ सिस्टम, क्योंकि जब हम अपने बिलीफ सिस्टम को सही नहीं करेंगे तो जो भी हम बाद में कर रहे हैं उसका भी असर नहीं आता. इट्स वेरी टेम्पररी. या आपने बात कर ली, उसने समझ लिया, लेकिन आप फिर अपसेट हो रहे हैं, फिर आप अपसेट हो रहे हैं. So if you have an upset in yourself, then you need to handle that first before you talk to them, right? So हम कह रहे थे कि ये वाले questions जो हैं, what is the result you were seeking, इनके जवाब क्या हैं? तो आप क्या, when you feel upset, क्यों feel करते हैं upset आप? You have to ask yourself, why am I upset? What was I seeking? What am I really seeking? So, you could have different views. मैं share करती हूँ. You might agree with some. You might not agree with some. आपके नहीं होंगे. लेकिन I'm just saying कि what was I seeking? Why do I get upset when my son does that or my daughter does that? So, yes, that's a good one. I was wanting a perfect child. That's what I want. I want to have a perfect child. Why aren't you perfect? You know, and then you're saying, I want to feel proud of my children. I'm seeking that, and you're doing this. My child should excel in all areas that I want them to excel in. He should be really brilliant, or she should be really brilliant. My child should obey me when I say नहीं करो ये, तो उसको नहीं करना चाहिए. ये क्या हो रहा है? Right? My child should excel at school. My child should be well behaved, polite when speaking to me or anyone, or he should just exemplify good manners, obedient. They should have very good grades. This is what I'm seeking. I want him to be, or her to be, like that. Teachers or relatives should be impressed with him or her. That's what I want. Right? I should feel I had done a good job of parenting because they're doing what they're supposed to do. So then I would also feel happy if they're doing what I want them to do, what they're supposed to do. I feel I'm a good parent. So you see, my child should be grateful for my efforts and listen to me. I might feel that's what I'm seeking. Why doesn't he listen to me? I'm saying, do this, do that. So others should judge me to be a good parent. That's what I want. When I get upset, I really want others to see him as I want him to be, and I'm getting upset that he's not or she's not doing those things. So it direct reflection मेरे ऊपर हो रही है कि I'm not a good parent, right? So why were you seeking that? Does any of that resonate with you that I said? Does it resonate? आपको लगता है इसमें कुछ सच्चाई है? हम लोगों के अंदर ये घुसा हुआ है और हमने देखा नहीं है कि ये बिलीफ सिस्टम बैठा हुआ है. And we're going to see, you might say some of it is right, you might say some of, but this is the thing that causes me or you to get emotional about it, upset about it. In ideal state में जब आप बच्चे से बात करें, you shouldn't have an upset on that. There should be no upset within you. You should be very calm in present time and not have any upset on it. So why would you and I? Thank you, Sister Shahjazeb, but I'm glad it resonates. That's the idea. Okay, we see why were we, and now why were you seeking that? Why do we want that? क्वेश्चन वाज क्यों चाहिए हमें ये सारी चीजें कि मेरा बच्चा एक्सेल करे, उसके मैनर्स सही हो, मैं पेरेंट अच्छा, मुझे अच्छा समझा जाए, मेरे बच्चे से लोग इम्प्रेस हों. Why do we want that? Maybe because a good child is the one who does well in education. हमने ऐसे डिफाइन किया है कि good child should do well in education, उसको पेरेंट्स को obey करे, polite हो, good behavior हो. तो वो इसलिए मुझे चाहिए ये सारी चीजें, tidy हो, neat हो appearance में. We want our child to look really nice when visitors comes or something. If their hair is untidy or dirty or kapade gande, so he's like a decoration piece for us. It's like, and that's so, it's not really right, is it? Anyway, so why am I seeking that? Good parents produce that kind of thing. That's why I'm seeking that. One could also say that I'm getting upset because I've sacrificed so much of myself. I've sacrificed my money, my time, my own needs, my goals. I don't need my friends so much. I don't get my clothes. I get things for them. I don't go out and enjoy myself. I don't travel much. It's all for them. And the least they can do is, follow my instructions. So I deserve that they should do this. And when they don't listen to me, I get upset. And then also you could say, why do I seek all this? Why do I get upset? Is that I don't want them to have any financial troubles in life. I want them to have a good life. I want them to not miss out on opportunities I missed out on. Many parents have that viewpoint कि मेरे साथ मुझे नहीं मिला, ये नहीं हुआ, वो नहीं हुआ, मैं इनको तो सब कुछ दे दूं. And so they are trying to do the best in that way. So your next question is, where did you come to be influenced by that? So you could say media से influence हो गया, culture से influence हो गया, और हमेशा ही इसी तरह से होता रहा है. बस यही ideas मेरे mind में हैं, right? And how were you influenced? What attracted you? Well, it could be that we can't tolerate the pain of our children. We just don't want them to have any pain. हमें पेन हो जाए, हम सफर कर ले, लेकिन उनको ना हो. So this in itself also, we are very protective of them. We don't want them to suffer. We want them to have wealth and, have a good life and do well in life. And we don't want to see them happy. So we drive them towards what we think is good for them. And if they don't listen, we get upset because we're wanting something good for them. And the last question here is, when did this occur? Yeah, yes, that's true. Want them to have Jannah on earth. When did this occur? Well, it just keeps on developing. And you look at it, and you see others, and you see media, and you meet people, and वो अपना thought process or belief system बनता जाता है, right? So ये questions आपके answer हो गए 1 to 5, which helps you locate the thing that causes the emotion and write the details. So in a way, ये आपने अपना A वाली चीज कर ली है, and we are going to move on to आपका belief system फिर क्या है? What could be your belief system? B को देखते हैं, we talked a little bit about it, लेकिन इसको देखते हैं कि आपका belief system क्या है. So let's say my child should be excellent in education, aiming towards good career, high status, lots of money, etc. My child should obey parents, follow instructions, be polite, no arguments, rudeness नहीं होनी चाहिए, conflict मेरे साथ किसी के साथ नहीं होना चाहिए, it should be good, on good terms, should make me, this is my belief system, that my child should make me proud in front of relative friends, appear impressive, neat, tidy, clean. He should excel or she should excel compared to cousins and others in class. They might be your belief systems. Some of them might be, some of them might not be, but maybe all of them are sometimes get embedded in us because that's the way our culture has been. And I've sacrificed my life, so they should listen to me. Yeah, I do not want them to miss out, well, like I did. I deserve respect. That could be the other one. I deserve respect because religion says so. Obedience, and they should obey me when I say something, and they should follow what I say. And I say it for their good. I do not want them to suffer, have pain, or a hard life, right? सो ये बिलीफ सिस्टम में टू अ डिग्री है वहां पे। अब ये कौन सा बिलीफ इस वन जो है वो ट्रू सेल्फ का बिलीफ है। व्हाट डू यू थिंक? लेट्स गो थ्रू इट। ये सही है ट्रू सेल्फ का हमारा बिलीफ है कि नहीं है? हम कहते हैं उसको डिग्री भी हो, उसको ग्रेड भी हो, क्या है? व्हाट वुड यू से?
No, it's kind of more of a selfish and worldly oriented है ना ये।
Yeah, I mean to be very honest, आजकल की एजुकेशन जो है, एजुकेशन में जब कैरेक्टर डेवलपमेंट मिसिंग हो तो वो एजुकेशन नहीं है। एंड वी सी इट एवरीवेयर। इवन इन द रिलीजियस एजुकेशन वी आर नॉट डेवलपिंग द कैरेक्टर, सैडली। उसमें भी आउटनेसेस आ जाते हैं। It's just being done at a very top level, but not getting the individual to rise spiritually and be responsible and accountable for their character. सो इन नंबर टू पे भी अगर हम देखें पोलाइट नो आर्ग्यू, तो वो एक और लेवल पे हम दिखावे के लेवल पे हैं। इट्स नॉट रियली अबाउट व्हाट इज गुड फॉर द चाइल्ड। उस बच्चे की जिम्मेवारी जो हमारे ऊपर अल्लाह ताला ने हमें इतनी बड़ी जिम्मेवारी दी है, इट्स I don't think कोई भी, when I look at it, I feel this is the one that I'm going to get into trouble with Allah Ta'ala. It is so big, the जिम्मेवारी, and yet हम ये कह ही नहीं सकते कि अल्लाह ताला ने हमें दिया और ये हमारे इट वाज टू डिफिकल्ट, इट वाज कुडंट बी डन। अल्लाह ताला कहते हैं मैं वो ही देता हूँ जो आप उठा सकते हो बोझ। सो वी हैव द कैपेबिलिटी एंड वी कैन डू इट एंड वी कैन राइज अबव दिस मटेरियलिस्टिक आउटवर्ड अपीयरेंस के जो बिलीफ सिस्टम्स हैं। एंड वी trying to be overly protective of children is really damaging them. I mean, I have seen, teenagers jahan pe the mother is doing everything for them. Even muh kholo ye lo, khana dal, chammach. Now, this happens in our culture. It doesn't happen so much, or maybe it does, I'm not aware of it in the Western culture. Aise nahi hai. People are independent. But we say, बच्चे ने कोई ख्वाहिश कर दी, हक से दे दिया, हक से दे दिया. It's like you're not even in control of that thing, but you have to provide for everything for that child because he's everything. In a way, it gets into, कि हम किस चीज की worship कर रहे हैं. When we do these things, we need to really check on that. और ये जो are we doing it all कि हमें दर्द ना हो, हम सफर ना करें as a mother, क्योंकि हमें जो दर्द होता है when a child is suffering, it's immense. I agree with that. But we have to learn to handle that because they do get affected by this protective approach. वो बन ही नहीं रहा है। बच्चे, आपका मकसद क्या है? आपका और मेरा मकसद as a parent, we want them to grow independent. We do want them to make their own decisions. Critical thinking हो, फैसले हो, गलत होंगे, सही होंगे, whatever. They have to have their journey of life that they have to live. So I think इस पे I'm emphasizing this because there's a lot of layers of belief systems that need to be handled within us. And आप जब भी, I mean, one of the things I was going to suggest was कि एक छोटी सी नोटबुक अपने पास रखा करें all the time. You get upset on something, make a quick note of it. उस वक्त आपको टाइम नहीं होगा, लेकिन when you have your own time, you then look at your belief system. Why did you get upset behind it? What causes that upset? तो it's very good idea to keep that notebook with you. इस तरह आप अपने जो belief systems अल-किताब से अलग से हैं, they are going against it, you can clean yourself up and make yourself, inshallah, more pure, and record it as well. So it just helps you rise spiritually. So ये हमारा B वाला हो गया, and then we were going on to the do you agree with that? Are we looking at all of them? इसमें कोई भी ट्रू सेल्फ की चीज है? बताएंगे मुझे। ट्रू सेल्फ है या फॉल्स सेल्फ है ये सब? आप बताएं।
False self, yeah.
Huh? Does everyone agree it's false self, all of them, right? Yeah. Okay. All right. Any questions here? आगे जा रही हूँ कि होना. Let's look at what should be our belief system, right?
Yeah.
Should we look at that one?
Mhm.
Okay. All right. So, okay, thank you. Okay, good. All right. So now we are looking at कि हमारा belief system, what should it be? And we look at, okay, let's look at, I should respect my child and my child should respect me, right? So ये चीज belief system में होनी चाहिए, that we always respect our child. Don't talk down to them. Treat them like they're a spiritual being and they're independent and they can talk to you like that. You might need to go down to their level, sit if they're short, आप नीचे होके बात करें, so that they don't feel that you're overwhelming your big body on front of them. So I respect my child, and my child should respect me. My children are entitled to their opinions just as I'm entitled to mine. ये हक हमें देना चाहिए ना उन्हें. उनकी अपनी एक्सपीरियंस है, उनका माइंड में क्या है, वी गॉट अ लॉट ऑफ थॉट्स, एक्सपीरियंसेस, रिकॉर्ड्स. उनकी अपनी लाइन है, हमारी अपनी लाइन है, तो वो दे कैन डिसाइड and they can have an opinion. That's right, isn't it? They have a right to their opinions. उनको हम हक देंगे, and safe space to express it too. Yes, so they should be able to express it. My children are a unique creation with a unique journey. अभी हम is too much trying to control, ये करो वो करो ऐसे बन जाओ, ये बहुत सही हो जाएगा वो. They've been sent for a special purpose, and a lot of parents are enforcing the career, the kind of degree the child should take. ये तुम्हारे लिए बेहतर है, ये तुम्हारे, अल्लाह ताला ने एक मकसद के साथ हर एक को भेजा है, and we shouldn't cover it up. And that is very evident at the start. The child is also taking a lot of interest in things that they feel they should be doing it. तो आप observe करें. Observation हमने जैसे spouse की लिखी थी ना, it's a good idea कि इस coming week में just observe your kids. Don't even try and just observe करके अपनी observation. Let's have that as one of the homeworks to do. You should just observe them for who they are, what they are, without passing judgment on here. कोई judgment निकल रहा है तो वो notebook में लिखें, फिर अपना belief system को सही कर लेंगे हम, inshallah. So we are saying my children are unique, and I am here to guide them towards a straight path, right? So my children are a unique creation with their unique journey. I'm here. आपका और मेरा काम क्या है as parents? To guide them towards a straight path. I'm accountable to Allah Ta'ala for guiding them on their journey. Not for determining their journey, but for guiding them on their journey, right? So my children do not define the success or the failure of myself. इससे agree करते हैं आप? बहुत हम personally ले लेते हैं, So do you agree with this? My children do not define the success or the failure of myself. Is it true? एक बच्चा जो है, दो बच्चे हैं, एक जाके क्रिमिनल बन जाता है, एक जाके डॉक्टर बन जाता है और बहुत सारी खिदमतें करता है and does this thing. So what do they define you? They are responsible. आप responsible हैं for their age. You give them the right guidance and everything. And Allah Ta'ala is the best of judges for that, or whether we did our job. And yes, we all make mistakes, But when you realize your mistake, you put it right. That's all you can do. We can't go back and do anything. So inshallah, to whatever the age of the child, we can put things right. And then I say, I'm here in this home to bring myself and people to their true fitrah. The only one I bow to is Allah Ta'ala. I do not bow to the defined cultural success. ये हमारे belief system में सही होना है, that we don't, look at it like that. My children are not to blame if I deny myself what I need and my rights. Does that make sense? यानी आप चिल्ड्रन को जिम्मेवार नहीं कर सकते कि उन्होंने हमारी और मेरी लाइफ में I didn't do what I wanted to do. I should not be holding them responsible for that. It was my choice. I did it. Whatever I do, I should not say, मैं तुम्हारे लिए ये भी किया, वो भी किया, वो भी किया, अब तुम ये तो करो. You know, it shouldn't be like a big ehsan on them what we did. We did our job as parents. So we don't blame them. If you're denying yourself, don't deny yourself. If it's important for us to have our own time, let's make sure we have it in some way, right? Suffering and pain is part of life. My making children emotionally strong is my job. Life में तो आएंगे problems, बड़े बड़े problems आएंगे. You and I have it every single day we are facing, you know, and Allah Ta'ala is there guiding us, helping us. So your thing is to be strong enough. As a parent, we need to be able to observe their pain. ये चीज बहुत जरूरी है. You know, and be there for them if they need us. If they need to talk about it or share it, then we are a very stable person behind it, standing there by if they need to come and share it. Sometimes they don't want to, and they want to go through it themselves, and that's okay. Aap or maybe a say, you know, we're going through something. Sometimes we don't want to talk about it. We just want to face it ourselves a little bit, and then when we feel more comfortable with the idea of sharing, we do, and we're not always at the start very comfortable with it. So making them independent to face life is my job. A lot of parents are making them dependent. Why do you think they do that? Why do parents make children dependent? They like them, मेरे पास आओ, मेरे पास आओ, मैं आपको नसीहत करूंगी, मेरे से पूछ के कुछ सब कुछ करो. You know, ये उनके फिजिकल काम भी करेंगे, खाने भी उनको सब कुछ देंगे, but even in terms of thinking and deciding, they some parents are making them very dependent on हमसे पूछते रहो, हम बड़े हैं, right? So what do you think of that? Is that a good way to do that? Should we be doing that? Reason भी बताएं. Anybody wants to share? We shouldn't be doing that, no.
Yeah.
No.
Maybe they feel, like, satisfied, satisfying their own need of wanting to do something,
Mm.
if they don't have any other goals in life, or, this is my goal, the kids are my goal. It's my accomplishment, maybe that is also a
Mm.
feeling which comes through.
Yeah, and I think as they grow, you know, बच्चे बड़े होते हैं, तो independent होते हैं, and as a female in our culture, we get left alone. Because it was such a big thing we were doing, raising them, doing so much work, taking them to school, this, that, and वो बड़े हो गए, अब कब school, अभी कुछ रहा ही नहीं. And this is just part of our life that we have to then find something to do and serve Allah Ta'ala in some other way. But we can't hold on to that thing and stop their growth. And, we need to just make sure that we wear our hat in terms of getting them onto Sirat al-Mustaqim and getting them independent and letting them go.
अस्सलाम वालेकुम.
Yeah. जी शाज़िया.
ये मुझे ये कहना था, आपने बिल्कुल ये जो बात कही वो भी, और एक ये भी पेरेंट्स का होता है ना कि अभी ये छोटे हैं, इनको समझ नहीं है. वी हैव
हाँ.
मोर एक्सपीरियंस, लाइक वी नो बेटर देन देम,
Yeah.
सो दे कैन डिसाइड फॉर देमसेल्व्स, सो वी हैव टू गिव आवर ओपिनियन. ये भी एक मतलब बिलीफ सिस्टम में होता है ना कि उनको इतना पता नहीं है, अभी ये छोटे हैं.
That's true. इनको इतना पता नहीं है. It's quite something, you know. So even if तब भी आप अपना opinion share करें, but let them decide. आप अपना data share कर लें, you know. That's probably a better way than him. But it tends to be that we impose decisions on them. But I think उनकी critical thinking behind, give them options. इससे क्या होगा, फिर इससे क्या होगा. We could have another way of talking to them. कि अपना डेटा भी उनको दे दें. Yes, we have more experience. Yes, we know quite a lot of things. तो उसको कहें इस तरह से भी हो सकता है, ये करेंगे तो, लेकिन ये भी हो सकता है, आपके ख्याल में क्या करना चाहिए. So we kind of make them start using their analytical mind to decide things that are right for them. Yeah. So my home is आपका और मेरा पर्पस क्या है कि होम जो है ऐसी स्पेस है where children can grow spiritually. हमारा मकसद ही ये spiritually उनको grow करना है हमें, right? And of course we are giving them the knowledge of the material world and they are learning skills and everything. उस पे भी हमारी नजर है, लेकिन spiritually को हम नहीं neglect कर सकते. This is the main area, and they you know, if they are intact spiritually तो वो दूसरी चीजें भी फिर सही करना शुरू हो जाते हैं, अगर spiritually आप उनको गाइड कर रहे हैं कि you know how they should, what is the purpose of life, you know, and what is life about, and how character is much more important. Accountability के बारे में ये चीजें when we are emphasizing them. So, and I think one of the major points is that we are also exemplifying it ourselves. ये नहीं कि आपको polite होना है लेकिन हम खुद polite हो ही नहीं रहे, you know. So those kinds of things are quite key. So ऐसा होम जिसमें वो अपने thoughts share कर सकें and they don't feel they are talked down to, you know, it should be an environment that you communicate respectfully and every member should be respectful to each other. Sometimes होता है एक बड़ा भाई जो है छोटे भाई का बहुत मजाक उड़ा रहे हैं या कुछ इस किस्म की you know छेड़छाड़ी चल रही है, तो उसमें भी the बच्चा can feel very unsafe and then you'll stop sharing. So that kind of environment, as a parent, we can all ensure कि safe space है सबके लिए. And we, the belief system number 10, my home runs on true purpose of life, setting best example to children of a functioning group rising spiritually, right? So that would be our belief system. And then इसमें कोई you know, let's look at both areas again to see इस पे आपके भी comments आए, आप भी बोलें. Yes, Sister Azza is saying that I read somewhere that adults do not identify children as human beings, or there's some other species who do not have consciousness. Okay, very sad indeed. You know, yeah. So basically, when the child is born, they are much more pure than we are. That we know. Allah Ta'ala ki taraf se aate hain, they are so pure, and the ideas and things that they don't have any hasad nahi hota unme, curiosity hoti hai, they communicate, they love, they care, you know, and they've got itna jazba, learning ka kitna jazba hai, you know, shukr alhamdulillah, you know, that Allah Ta'ala blesses us that with so much, and unko aapko, you know, you don't have to tell them खड़े हो crawl करो, वो खुद ही उनमें है, you know. But when it comes to teaching at school, पढ़ो पढ़ो पढ़ो, you know, we are all the time vocalizing it, whereas they have that in themselves to learn. हम उसी को grasp करें, उस चीज को जो अल्लाह ताला ने उन्हें naturally दी हुई है, and put them on the path of learning, rather than we take away their you know, their actual urge to learn, वो हम अपनी तरफ ले लेते हैं, फिर उनके ऊपर impose करते हैं. So those kinds of things you have to watch out for. So just looking at our own belief system, जो हमें सही करने, you know, my children should be have good education, aiming towards good career, high status, lots of money. ये belief system अगर आप define कर रहे हैं कि ये मेरा purpose as a parent, it needs to be checked. You know, why is this the most important thing for you? Let's bring it in line with Al-Kitab. You know, what should really matter. Does it matter if my child is very poor but he's spiritually very high? यहाँ पे जन्नत में जाएंगे जब आखिरत में जाएंगे, and यहाँ पे भी he's at peace in this life. But the culture and, you know, ideas from other cultures, we've copied and defined success differently, and that I think needs to be looked at. My child should obey parents, follow instructions, polite, no arguments. You know, we need to see that. It needs to be a free space. You and I sometimes are rude. You know, we get into an argument, we should, वो भी करेंगे कभी ना कभी, you know. We just treat them as a spiritual being. and give them that freedom. They will get angry, they will get emotional. They're still learning how to deal with that emotion. वो हमारा काम है to help them deal with emotions, and we'll do a separate, talk on these areas. So when we say that they should excel, or we should be proud of them in front of relatives and friends, appear impressive, तो ये चीज है आपके ख्याल में हमारे कल्चर में, that we want them to be like that, so we can be proud of them. So again, a belief system that we need to check, and we need to also see कि हम compare कर रहे हैं, कभी उनको किसी और बच्चे के साथ compare कर रहे हैं या cousins के साथ compare कर रहे हैं. Not a very nice thing to do. It doesn't do any good. It does a lot of harm to the child. If we do that, yeah, it should be, why are you doing that? You need to check your belief system. Maybe your parents compared you with somebody, and you got all that upset inside of you when you didn't excel, or when you thought you were great because you excelled. तो वो चीजें अपने को प्योरीफाई करेंगे तो इंशाल्लाह बच्चों में ये चीजें हम नहीं डालेंगे. I should be celebrating my cousins. If they do well in life, they should be celebrating mine. It should be like that. As Muslims, we should be really benefit from each other's good qualities and good skills, and learn from each other. तो वे also saying कि आपका हमारे में अगर ये चीज़ है कि मैंने अपनी सारी लाइफ सेक्रीफाइस कर दी, इस बिलीफ सिस्टम को भी हमें सही करना है, and I should not feel that because of my children I missed out on things. But at the same time, you should not have the viewpoint that you deserve respect, obedience, and they should follow what I say. ये होएगा, it will come naturally anyway if you change your belief systems. Respect आती है, प्यार आता है, मोहब्बत आती है, and they come to you, when they're ready. And again, the belief system that I do not want them to suffer, ये चीज बहुत, this चीज को सही करना पड़ता है. I remember, I would, when my children were growing up, I would worry about them when they would go outside, and would they be okay, and this and the other. And it's not really, it's not really something I should be doing. I had to correct myself on that I've given them the tools and I've done my job on it. Now it's up to them, and I can't sit there worrying about them. God is taking care of everything. So उस पे भी आप अपने checks, हम अपने checks करें, so that they वो spot भी कर लेते हैं कि अम्मी को ये हो रहा है, अब्बू को ये वरी हो रही है, and then sometimes they take advantage of it कि अम्मी अब्बू तो ये करेंगे तो हम ये कर लेते हैं. They're so clever as well, in all their ways. They know how to use us and come up with nice little tricks to do whatever they want. So just be very, inshallah, grow spiritually. So mutual respect ko hum dekh rahe hain as a belief system, both entitled to their opinions. Unique journey, aapki bhi unique journey hai, and they are helping you in that unique journey. Unki bhi unique journey hai. Accountability Allah Ta'ala pe rakhein for guiding them on their journey. And remember that Allah, your children do not define your success or failure. And you do not bow down to the cultural success, you only to Allah Ta'ala. Don't blame your children. आपकी ये belief system में नहीं होना चाहिए. If I demand myself what I need and my rights, and suffering and pain is part of life. ये belief system में ले आना चाहिए. The children learn. आप वो में कितना सीखें. We've learned more from pain and suffering than anything else, बहुत सीखते हैं, बहुत grow करते हैं हम इसके through. Making children emotionally strong is my job. So you have to be stably present with them when they're going through something. Making them independent to face life is our job. And make your home a safe space, and make it run on the true purpose of life. कि असल मकसद life का क्या है, वो बच्चों में अगर हम ले आए. So that would be where we are moving towards in our belief systems. I hope this was useful. ये चीजें हमने पहले कवर की हैं. अगर आप अपने बच्चे के साथ बात कर रहे हैं तो these are the same rules जो आपके बड़े के साथ अप्लाई कर रहे हैं, उनके साथ भी कर रहे हैं. Calm and avoid becoming defensive. Choose a good time and place to talk. Be open to creative solutions. Talk about issues, not people. Use I statements. I get concerned. I am, if this continues to happen, I'm wondering what will happen. It could have this outcome or this outcome. I feel this way. What do you think? Acknowledge points of agreement. Describe your emotions. Be specific in describing what you need and why you need it. And, is it for their good or your own good? So be very clear on that. Listen carefully and restate what you have heard. So we covered these points, and then the same rules also apply कि आप उनसे बात करें तो अपना इमोशनल चेक पहले कर लें कि आपका अपना अपसेट अंदर घुसा हुआ है तो बात नहीं करें उनके साथ. क्लीन योरसेल्फ अप. आइडेंटिफाई द टाइप ऑफ कॉन्फ्लिक्ट. वैल्यूज का फर्क हो सकता है बच्चों के साथ. they have a totally different value system. They're growing up, they're trying things. आपका वैल्यू है वो उसको recognize तो कर लें, and it's okay. वैल्यू सिस्टम्स चेंज होते हैं. आपके भी चेंज हुए थ्रू लाइफ, उनके भी चेंज होंगे, और आपके इन्फ्लुएंस से इंशाल्लाह उस वैल्यू सिस्टम पे वो आएंगे जो आप चाह रहे हैं इस्लामिक वाइज. उनके इंटरेस्ट भी फर्क हैं, आपके इंटरेस्ट फर्क हैं. दे डोंट लुक एट थिंग्स द वे यू डू, एंड दे हैव देयर ओन वे. वो भी रिकग्नाइज करें. पावर का डिफरेंस है. आपके पास ज्यादा पावर है because you're providing for them and they are dependent on you. So you obviously have more power. लेकिन उसको misuse ना करें. Just recognize it and let them, allow them to speak and everything. उनको rights दें जो उनको हैं. Don't use it to suppress their rights. But recognize it that they might feel that they owe it to you and do things to please you. उससे कोई फायदा नहीं है. There's no point in stopping watching a TV program or playing a game so that Ammi can smile and give me a hug. And that's not the point. आप long term देख रहे हैं चीजों को. You want them to actually bring that change in themselves, not just do it just to show you and make you happy for 1 week or something like that. Number 3 है personality difference. अपना देखें वो कहाँ पे हैं. They're usually very bouncy. They go up and down. They can cry in 1 minute and be very cheerful in the next. So अपना भी issue पे भी देखें आपका क्या है, and resolve emotion and replace belief system to align with Al-Kitab. अपनी affinity level बच्चे के साथ देखें. It should be very, very high when you speak to them. If you're in a anger or something, अपना belief system आपका सही होना है कहीं पे. You shouldn't be in anger on anything. It should be, you can be strict on it, but inside you should have all the love you have. Even when you are being strict in speaking, दिल में आपके प्यार मोहब्बत होनी चाहिए. तो issue पे भी, child पे भी देख लें. और agreement होनी चाहिए कि भाई इस time पे हम बोलेंगे, openly बोलेंगे, issues पे बोलेंगे, and this is our time for talking about it, and we'll finish as good friends together, and we'll focus on long-term iska solution. Or if any one of us gets a bit emotional, we take a break and sort ourselves out and then talk about it, right? So I had other areas to talk about, but we are short on time, so I'm going to skip to जो आपका scenario है of handling a child. Yeah. So ये अभी तक जो हमने cover किया, is it clear? Was it useful? How did you find it? Anything you can share with me? It was clear. Was it useful? Did you find it useful? Sister Fana says yes. Anybody else has got anything to share? Okay, good, Sister. Thank you. Any questions had, or let's address them. Otherwise, we want to go on to applying the tools. कि बच्चा क्या बोलेगा तो आप क्या बोलेंगे? You have to be, you have to have the answers. Try करें. अच्छा, आप कह रहे हैं बच्चे को कि भाई क्या है? You are going on playing these computer games and you're not listening to me. We need to have a chat about this and see how do we solve this. And he says, or she says, I don't have a problem, it's all fine. अब क्या बोलेंगे आप? Remember, you're applying the affinity reality communication triangle. So his reality is, I don't have a problem. So he thinks you have a problem, he doesn't have a problem, right? Or she doesn't have a problem. And it's all fine. So आपकी affinity आपने ऊपर ही रखनी है उसके साथ, उसकी reality ये है. So अब क्या बोलेंगे आप? Communication is on your side. He says this. So what are you going to say?
Yeah, wants to try. Subhanallah, this exercise is so important, as important as we understood our belief systems and what the right ones should be. Because finally this is kind of what the communication is. To इसको आप try करें, and we have to be ready with that correct phrases and the correct way of telling as well.
So कैसे बोलेंगे? I don't have a problem. It's all fine. You know how children are. They take it like very lightly. Yeah. So क्या बोलेंगे अभी आप?
Okay. Who wants to try? Sister Shazia, आप try करें. What would you say?
जी मैं अभी सोच रही हूँ.
Yeah, I mean, I think I mean, the thing which is coming to my mind is, honey, you don't know what it's like without. Yeah,
जो
I think questioning might be a good thing. Go for questioning, क्योंकि आपकी reality और उसकी reality में बहुत फर्क है, right? So जहाँ पे आपको लग रहा है कि वो out है, तो just ask a question. Well, how is your, how are you doing on your this subject you were going to, or this project you were doing? How's that going? कोई चीज जो आपको लग रहा है कि निग्लेक्ट हो रही है, उसकी फिजिकल हेल्थ या क्या, whatever, you need to raise that as a question. So your whole idea is that he sees it as a problem, not you. You can't impose your problem on him or her. They need to see it as a problem. So you have to ask a lot of questions. That how is it going with that? You said you were going to do that project, or you were going to run that race, or you were going to play that match. How's that going? How have you progressed with that?
It goes for. So I just stay with classic and.
Right.
Yeah.
और एक मुझे जो अभी ख्याल आया कि अगर वो टू मच देख रहा है तो आप उसके लिए अल्टरनेटिव जो वो करें, मतलब कुछ और एक्टिविटीज जो जिसका इंटरेस्ट उसमें हो, वो कहें कि अच्छा अभी आपने इतनी देख ली है, लेट्स डू दिस, मतलब कुछ आउटडोर एक्टिविटी या कुछ और अल्टरनेट, rather than just tell them you have watched too much, बस अब इसको बंद कर दो, इतना टाइम वेस्ट हो रहा है, rather than saying like this.
Yeah, that's not a good idea to say ab band kar do. He's a teenager or she's a teenager. That's not going to work. छोटे बच्चे होते हैं तो फिर भी सुन लेते हैं. You do have to bring the ARC, the understanding. और उसकी reality है ही नहीं कि problem है. So you need to handle that. कि उसकी भी reality हो कि अगर इसी तरह से आप ये भी कह सकते हैं, चलो okay then. How many hours are you on the computer or playing on social media or playing? How many hours are you doing it? And he says, okay, I'm doing it 6, 7 hours or 5 hours. I don't know how long kids do it, but whatever it is, I'm doing this. Okay, so is anything suffering because of this? If you ask him those questions or her that, but कोई चीज suffer कर नहीं, सब सही है. सब सही है. Okay, let's see, कि आपको ये assignments मिले थे, where are they? Can I have a quick look at them and see how you're progressing? Homework किया है, नहीं किया है? What is the status of that? I'm sure if you continue like this, do you think that your studies will suffer, that your health will get worse, that you will miss out on, socializing in person with people? Do you think those things are important or not? It's really agreement हो गई है कि इकट्ठे मिलके बात करेंगे. ये agreement पहले हो चुकी है. So you are going to get them to express their views because that is one of the agreements of sitting together with them, right? And they do talk. I mean, they do say, नहीं इतना नहीं होता फर्क. They will come up with things, but it is more about your communication with them to bring them to that reality कि इतना excessively आप इस चीज पे जाएंगे तो ये consequences है. Maybe we can come back a little bit and bring a balance. Islam has balance in it, that you have to have that balance, and let's bring some balance in it so that you're also enjoying yourself. The other things are also moving in the right direction. Yeah, does that seem possible?
Yeah.
अच्छा मैम, एक क्वेश्चन मेरा भी है, एग्रीमेंट कैसे लेंगे? मुझे तो ये सबसे मुश्किल लग रहा है कि
हाँ,
किस
नहीं, Sister Shazia, you're not at this point wanting an agreement. ये अभी इस बच्चे की को रियलिटी नहीं है. You're just getting to a point कि वो भी admit करे ये problem है. So even if you achieve that in this communication, you have progressed. It might take a few conversations. It might take 6 or 7 to get to the agreement stage. लेकिन बात तो खुल गई है ना कि क्या चीज सही है.
तो आप कह रहे हैं कि जब उस वक्त जब बच्चा बिजी है तो उस वक्त हम उससे बात स्टार्ट नहीं कर सकते, सिर्फ हम मतलब उसने तो वैसे सर पकड़ लेना है कि फिर लेक्चर शुरू हो जाएगा, और यू नो बच्चे तो नहीं मानते हैं, बात करने के लिए भी टाइम नहीं देते हैं.
कितनी
स्पेशली
एज के बच्चे के लिए आप बात कर रहे हो?
टीनेजर्स की बात कर रहे हैं ना हम.
हाँ, टीनेजर्स की बात करें तो इतना रिलेशनशिप अगर है, वो हमारा नेक्स्ट scenario है.
Okay.
We had 2 of them. The other one where the kid doesn't think much of you. He's not really looking. तो वो हम फिर next session में देखते हैं.
Okay, yeah, that's
So let's just see कि यहाँ पे आपकी relationship इतनी है कि बच्चा is agreeable to sit and talk to you about things and see you, इतनी relationship है. Then we look at the other one inshallah next time.
yeah, okay.
हाँ.
सिस्टर तानिया का क्वेश्चन ले लेते हैं. सिस्टर तानिया.
I don't have a question, rather I want to add something.
Yeah.
As for a teenager, I think what we can do is we can make them aware of their little tiny कि जिसमें वो अपने आप को सोच रहे हैं कि we are stuck in this. So अगर हम उनको उसी से इंट्रोड्यूस करा देते हैं कि this is your biasness and you are not able to think beyond it. That's why you are behaving or acting like this. This will be beneficial.
So if you say that, Sister Tanya, to them, कि आपका बायस है तो आपको लगता है कि वो उसकी affinity बढ़ेगी.
Yeah, I think
Talking
they can.
about, would you say that to a grown up? कि आप बायस है आपको?
Meaning, we are not going to say directly that this is your biasness and you need to do this and that with this.
Yeah.
No, we are we have to little beating around the bush like वाली condition create करनी है. We will tell them in an appropriate way so that they can understand,
Yeah.
and at that
Yeah.
time they are.
वो
they
बताएं,
can-
Sister Tanya, say what are you going to say? Because this is what we're looking at, कि किस तरह से communicate किया जाए. This is the tools. So we're not going to say something that's going to make them flare up. So what is it that you would say then? On this one, I have a problem. It's all fine.
It will be better understood if an example is given, a situation or a circumstance.
तो
Please
ये
mention.
अच्छा, I don't have a problem. It's all fine. आप क्या बोलेंगे?
नहीं, मैं ये कह रही हूँ कि अगर कोई सर्कमस्टेंस सिचुएशन आकर कर दी जाए ना तो समझने में ये काफी आसान हो जाएगा.
हाँ, इन्हें ये सिचुएशन है ना इसमें कि बच्चा टीवी और इंटरनेट 5-6 घंटे देख रहा है एंड द मदर को ये बताना है बच्चे को कि ये सही नहीं है, ये मसला है, ये रियलाइज करवाना है. तो ये डिस्कशन शुरू होते ही बच्चा ये कहता है कि आई डोंट हैव अ प्रॉब्लम, इट्स ऑल फाइन. तो अब इसको आप क्या लफ्ज इस्तेमाल करके उसे समझाना चाह रहे हो कि आप इस बच्चा समझ में आ जाए कि उसे वो मसला है, वो रियलाइजेशन पे आ जाए. तो इसके लिए आप क्या कहेंगे? ये सिनेरियो है हम डिस्कस कर रहे हैं.
if the teenager is in scientific studies, और youth का होता है ये science में काफी अच्छा वो होता है उनका, अगर आप उनको chemical science से समझाएं ना through like for example dopamine center कितना dilate होता है इससे इतने ज्यादा harmful हैं, और आप उनको real case studies दें और दिखाएं बकायदा कि देखें इन्होंने इतना ज्यादा फोन यूज किया था, so what happened to them and this is the result of मतलब उनको एक तरीके से ना विजुअलाइज कराया जाए, ये नहीं बिल्कुल थ्योरेटिकली बता दिया आपने, वर्ड्स थ्रो कर दिए और वो सोचें कि दिस इज समथिंग आई कैन नॉट रिलेट इट विद, ये नहीं होना चाहिए।
Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah, give life examples. That would be good. Excellent.
Yeah.
So, अगर बच्चे का ये एटीट्यूड है, फाइन whatever, फिर सॉल्व कर रहे हैं, अब क्या करेंगे?
Yeah, I don't care. ये बड़ा लफ्ज़ इस्तेमाल होता है उनका।
अब क्या बोलेंगे? आप क्या बोलेंगे?
Will you please mention again कि क्या हो जाएगा तब?
He says
Yeah.
fine. आप कह रहे हैं कि we're going to talk about this area where you're spending so much time on these things, and I don't feel it's very productive for you, and it will have consequences that will not help you. Can we talk about this? And he says, fine, whatever. And sis says, I don't
तो
care.
फिर आप उनको बताएं ना, देखें कि आप के सोने के पहले इतना ज्यादा सोते थे आप और अब उतना ज्यादा सो रहे हैं, पहले इतना खाते थे, तो एक तरीके से आप हारिस होते जा रहे हैं। उनको ये चीज रिकग्नाइज कराएं ये चीज, और उनको बताएं कि देखिए पहले आपका यूट्यूब का टाइम जो आप देते थे यूट्यूब पर वो इतना था, तो आपकी रूटीन क्या थी, आपके ऊपर क्या असर आते, और अब इतना हो चुका है तो उसकी क्या चीज है।
Okay, good. And basically, it's a good idea to ask them the questions rather than tell them the data either. How much time were you spending before? How much are you spending now? Do you think it has any, so that data is coming from them? Do you think that would have any consequences on you? So they start thinking with that data. But it's a good questions, of quantifying the thing and saying, "Ke bhai, iske kya, what do you think would that would have, and what is it harming? In what way is it affecting other things?" Good. All right. Ye wala hai. Who's going to handle this one? You don't understand me. You don't understand anything, Mom. You don't understand me. अब क्या बोलेंगे?
तब आप ये कह सकते हैं कि I also used to have the same problem that you are facing. Right? This is something you don't understand me is something that you are thinking that I have not crossed that age. Right?
Argument में नहीं पड़े ना. Don't get into an argument.
Okay.
Don't understand me, say, why do you say that? Tell me about it. Just say, tell me about it. Then I really would like to know why you feel that way.
हाँ, या फिर ये कहा जा सकता है कि ऐसा मैंने क्या अभी बात की है, क्या बोला है, या क्या बिहेवियर शो किया कि आपको ऐसा लगा कि आई डोंट अंडरस्टैंड यू।
That's a good question.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
So it's mainly is asking more questions than giving a lecture. That's the main.
Lecture mode से हमें हटना है. That's what we should learn. Okay. Somebody else wants to give a try on this one? I'm bored, I'm tired with that work. Anyone else?
Anyone else wants to give a try? This is Komal. You want to try? Subhanallah, these words coming out also, it's takes a practice, huh?
Okay, आपने ये बोला कि I'm bored, I'm tired with that work.
Sure.
What would you say?
I think this should be seen from our perspective, we should see the appropriate time for talking to them.
हाँ, वो सब settle हो गया है. We are in the appropriate time, and we have set it up, and they're sitting there, and that is their response. I'm bored. I'm tired with that work.
Maybe.
वो आप कह रहे हैं homework करो, क्या करोगे? And then again, the whole thing is you question.
या आप उनसे ये पूछ सकते हैं, ठीक है आप बताएं आप क्या करना चाहते हैं, what do you want to do, let's do it like something which you like to do.
आप पूछिए, what are you tired with? Which work is tiring you out? You need to know that because there could be something, if it's a subject or study or something, it could be that there's an issue over there and he's telling you in his way that there's a problem over there. You don't understand it or something, you know? So it is an indicator there is an issue on study. So questioning से आप determine करें what is the actual issue, and your whole idea is to find out the real cause and bring him to that reality. Because sometimes all these computer games and everything is an escapism from what is really bothering them. तो आपका काम है कि you find out what it is that has turned them away. Maybe it's another kind of bullying or something going on in his life, and he's or she is finding solace in this thing, in just hiding themselves from the real problem. So the next one, let us talk about something else.
Trying to avoid it, huh?
Hmm.
I mean, you can tell him maybe.
This is Stefan ne bola, oh, it seems like he's avoiding it. Why would that be? Yeah. So recognize it कि वो नहीं बात करना चाह रहा है and try to find out the reason behind it. Yeah. You're ruining my life. You're always nagging me and you're ruining my life. क्या बोलेंगे आप?
I love you. I only care about you. I would never think, to ruining your life. Don't think like that. I would say like this.
How could I ever do that? I love you so much. So
Yeah.
why would I ever dream of ever doing that? What made you think that? What makes you think I'm ruining your life? Again, it's questions and reassurance to them of the love you have. So where did we get to? यहाँ पे थे, ruining my life, and then you can't tell me what to do. इस पे क्या बोलेंगे आप?
Yes, I will not tell you what you do, but I still want best for you. I know you want to do what you like, you do it, but I want to know what do you want to do, but at the same time I want the best for you.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. That's a good handling. ये करेगा तो क्या करेंगे?
ये तो उसको give him space and maybe address it later, give him time to calm down.
Yeah, you say we'll follow the agreements we have. Let's give you some time and calm down, then we can respectfully continue the conversation.
Also try to observe deeply when this happens, outburst, anger. मतलब triggers क्या होते हैं ना उस वक्त ये पता चलते हैं.
That's true. That needs to be kept in mind and help them to get through that one too, because they have a belief system there too. If you will love me, you will let me do what I want.
ये तो उसका belief system ही टेढ़ा है.
ये तो हमने उसको दिखा दिया ना. हाँ. इसका क्या जवाब है? How will you handle it?
Yeah.
If you love me, you let me do what I want.
Subhanallah.
Okay, so real love is not to let you what you want, but real love is what is best for you. So let's, figure out together what is best for you, not what really you want to do.
That's a
And
good
the
one.
last one is, he does realize it.
Alhamdulillah. Trying to do it for Allah. Shukr.
I guess I've been overdoing it, and then you get into, okay, let's see, what kind of a plan can we come up with? तो थोड़ा सा उसको work out कर ले before you leave that, right? You're getting to a point of an agreement there कि क्या changes ला सकते हैं, कितना over balance से out हो गया है, watching TV and everything, right? I think we're getting quite late on this one, so I'm going to go. एक तो हमने कहा कि हम we are doing this. We're going to have a notebook to write our belief systems. एक ये homework में आया and then next time you're looking at you're not someone your teenager looks up to. So जो आज का session है, has it been useful? इसका survey form, Mr. Shazia, you put the survey form, did you?
No,
We can add.
just one second. Okay.
Did you want me to do that? आप बताएं कैसा रहा? Did you gain from it? And is the next topic also useful for you? Would you like to, us to cover that?
Yes, please, मैम आप शेयर कर दें सर्वे फॉर्म प्लीज। और होमवर्क के लिए हमने करना है, एक तो रियलिटी लेनी है बच्चों की, तो टीनेजर्स की रियलिटी ले रहे हैं हम।
ऑब्जर्व कर रहे
हम
हैं।
अपने बिलीफ सिस्टम को वॉच कर रहे हैं। नोटबुक एक बनेगी छोटी सी, जिसमें हम लिखेंगे whenever we get upset on something, and then later on when you have time, I've sent the survey form. Can you get it?
Yeah.
Can you yeah? Can everybody
Yes.
do please a survey form? तो एक तो जो सिस्टर शाजिया ने बोला, हम ऑब्जर्व कर रहे हैं बच्चों को। दूसरा, हम नोटबुक कर रहे हैं। नोटबुक हम अपने पास रखेंगे क्योंकि we have to aim towards purity. So whenever we get a little upset या कोई भी feeling आती है ना, किसी से हसद भी हो रहा है, गुस्सा आ रहा है, whatever you experience which you feel is not optimum as a Muslim, आप उसको लिखें, you know. So you start feeling angry, you start feeling worried, you start feeling anxious, anything like that. You just have a little note on it that this thing made me do this. और फिर अपने belief system को आप clean up करें in your own time. So ये दो था, and then we are survey form आप लोग भर रहे हैं, please.
और अभी 2 लोग जो है ना, 2 बच्चे आराम से मुझे बता दें, मुझे बाद में मैं भूल जाती हूँ, और फिर आप लोग नेक्स्ट वीक के लिए ना मुझे मिलते नहीं हैं। कौन करेगा नेक्स्ट वीक 5 मिनट्स टॉक?
We're talking about, you know, someone your teenager looks up to, इसकी कैसे आप हैंडलिंग करेंगे टूल्स के साथ। आप बात करते हो, वो आपको सुनता ही नहीं, right? He just shrugs his shoulders or something, looks the other way.
अच्छा मैम, ये जो 2 चीज़ें ये तो सब करेंगे ना, एक तो हमने बिलीफ सिस्टम चेक करने हैं, रियलिटी लेनी है बच्चों की, एक नोटबुक बनानी है, जिसमें जो भी हम फ़ील कर रहे हैं, एंग्री हैं या वरीड हैं, जो भी हमने वो नोट करना है। ये कह रहे हैं, तो ये सब करेंगे, ये सबका होमवर्क है। और जो दूसरा सिनेरियो आपने हमें दिया है, उसके ऊपर 2 लोग बात करेंगे, टूल्स को यूज़ करके उसको आई मीन करने की कोशिश करेंगे कि किस तरह इसको हैंडल कर सकते हैं। सिस्टर तानिया, आप करेंगी?
No, ma'am. I just have to add one more thing, which is very critical. So may I go?
Yeah, please.
It was कि बच्चे ये भी तो कह सकते हैं ना, see, this is my life. Let me live it according to me. You have lived yours. So उस पर क्या आंसर?
टीनेजर्स से एक्सपेक्ट कर
As a
सकते
parent, you can discuss it. You know, it
Yeah.
needs questioning again. So what is your type of life? You know, what is it that you are opposing? You know, it's all about understanding. He understands you and you understand them. So it's all about the triangle that we are talking about. कि आपकी communication जारी रखनी है so that you come to some understanding, right?
अच्छा मैम, ये सॉरी क्या
आप बोले।
मैं ये पूछना चाह रही थी, कितना इम्पोर्टेंट है पहले से प्रिपेयर होना, ये जब भी हम बच्चे से हमारी कन्वर्सेशन होगी, तो पहले से प्रिपेयर होना कितना इम्पोर्टेंट है? क्योंकि मुझे लगता है कि बच्चों के साथ बात करने में, स्पेशली टीनेजर्स के साथ कुछ काइंड ऑफ आर्ग्यूमेंट स्टार्ट हो सकती है।
हाँ, that's why we are saying अपनी belief systems को सही करें ना।
Okay.
You have to have your belief systems right. और next, you know, area में जब वो आप पूछ ही नहीं रहे, आपको इज्जत ही नहीं दे रहे, तो you've got to go lower. You're not ready to talk about anything. उसमें टॉपिक ही नहीं दिया हमने कोई भी, क्योंकि आपकी रिलेशनशिप है ही नहीं। So you can't really bring up a topic, right? You can't talk on anything because you don't have a communication line with them to talk on. तो पहले तो आपने you're not going to go to a stranger and start telling him something. वो
हम्म
तो नेगेटिव में चले गए बच्चा. तो you have to sort that line out before you even try and bring any change or anything like that. तो वो लाइन जो टूटी है उसको हम कह रहे हैं कि उसको कैसे हम सही कर लें.
हम्म
Right?
राइट
Right. क्या
हाँ
लिखा है
सिस्टर फरीदा, आपने कहा कि वो जो लाइन टूट गई तो उसको अगर किसी के बीच में से हो गया है तो उसको वापस कैसे लाना चाहिए? उसके कुछ स्टेप्स हैं या कोई तरीका है कि वापस उनको
यही
कैसे
है कि
कनेक्ट करना?
ARC का ट्रायंगल जो है ना, ये कैसे करेंगे आप, कैसे यूज करेंगे कि ये लाइन कैसे बने.
ओके ओके,
तो
सो दिस इज
इसको
द टॉपिक फॉर नेक्स्ट टाइम.
हाँ, फॉर नेक्स्ट टाइम यू
ओके.
लुक एट दैट. कि काफी हम पेरेंट्स जो हैं वो बच्चे बिल्कुल अलग हो गए हैं. दे कम एंड टॉक टू द पेरेंट इन अ वे दैट इज वेरी आर्टिफिशियल एंड इट्स ऑल प्रिटेंडेड. देयर इज नो रिलेशनशिप देयर. तो वो बहाल कैसे करें वो रिलेशनशिप so that pretense thing is not there, but the actual true relationship comes about so that you're a proper family again. Inshallah. So we had three things, Sister Shazia, right? एक है observation, वो सब का,
जी
right?
जी
Number two, what was number two?
सिनारियो
Notebook.
ओके यस नोटबुक
Notebook and writing down when you feel upset.
हम्म
So, and handling those belief systems. And number three पे हमें you're not someone your teenager looks up to. इस पे हमें आपको दो लोग चाहिए.
जी तो कौन मैं अब आज नाम देख लूं पहले कौन कौन है कौन करेगा नेक्स्ट वीक प्लीज मुझे अभी बता दें एंड ताकि हम ये ना कि अच्छे तरह से इंशाल्लाह रेडी होंगे हमारे यूथ में से कोई कर सकता है यूथ ग्रुप में से आज 1 2
I'm going to stop
3
the recording, Sister.
यस प्लीज ओह आई एम सो सॉरी आई
No,
फॉरगॉट
it's okay.
यूथ ग्रुप में से कोई कर सकता है अब कहेंगे कि हम कोई पेरेंट्स थोड़ी हैं
Music on.
सिस्टर सना कह रही हैं आर यू रेडी सिस्टर सना